Are you still awake? Good. Sorry for the late hour, but I saw you still had a lamp lit. I can't fall asleep. I know you gave me my own room, but can I sleep beside you tonight? Come on, please. Really? Well then, don't mind if I do. Windbloom, what's the point of sharing a bed if we aren't close? Fine, fine. Is this okay? It's better this way anyway. Now I can see your eyes. Why, I can't fall asleep? Well, tomorrow I'll be performing in Mondstadt again per usual, but I'll be playing a few new songs that I only just finished, and now I'm a little too excited to fall asleep. What are the new songs about? You have one guess. Of course they're about you. You're quite the popular hero around these parts recently. And while songs of your harrowing tales are very popular at the moment, I'm sure my motivation for writing songs about you lies elsewhere. Well, care to tell me what's keeping you awake tonight? Want to talk about it? It's okay, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. Oh, you just can't sleep? Well, I can understand that. Sometimes it's hard to keep your thoughts from racing, especially if a lot happened during the day. Still, if you don't get some sleep, it'll affect you later. I don't want you getting hurt tomorrow because you're drowsy. Oh, if you'd like, shall I tell you a story? Well, as a bard, usually I naturally prefer to play a story, but I can tell you one just as well. It might help you to relax a little bit. Yeah? Okay. Just relax and I'll tell you a tale from long ago. Okay. Ready? Long, long ago, in a land not so unlike the one we know, lived a small spirit in an expansive forest. This spirit had no power, no name, not even a presence that could be perceived, for this spirit could not be seen by others. The spirit was very happy, a little precocious, a little mischievous, but though he could not be seen, he had a heart that genuinely enjoyed being around others. Slowly, as the decades wore on, the spirit began to grow lonely, and he wanted a friend. Though he tried his best to interact with the humans and life around him, nothing could ever seem to perceive him. His heart began to grow heavy, and eventually, he began to lose all hope of finding a friend and became consumed with despair. Then, one day, on a particularly mist-filled morning, with the forest shrouded in haze, in a small clearing, the spirit came upon a boy. There was nothing particularly remarkable about him. Small in stature, a lyre in his hands, and a light in his eyes. The spirit floated around the boy briefly, offered a small breeze to the boy's back, then turned to leave, when suddenly a voice called out to him, "Spirit, if you know this forest, can you help me?" The spirit froze. He couldn't believe that the boy was not only speaking to him, but staring right at him. Elated, the spirit rushed to the boy's side and exclaimed, "I'll help you, I'll help you. If you become my friend, I'll help you find what you seek." The boy thought for a moment, then spoke. "I wish to play my lyre in the shade of the grandest tree in this forest. If you find such a tree and bring me to it, I shall be your friend." Knowing that he could not let this chance pass him by, the spirit agreed and set off into the forest. The spirit knew the forest well and scoured the woods for a tree that might be considered the grandest of them all, but soon became perplexed. There were trees that were large, but did that make them grand? There were trees that were tall, but did that make them grand? There were trees that were lush and beautiful, and trees that bore fruit, but did that make them grand? The more the spirit thought about it, the more lost he began to feel, and soon he feared he would never find a tree that the boy might accept as the grandest. Soon the sky began to darken, signaling the ending of the day, and tears began to fall from the spirit's face. He felt he had lost his one chance at making a friend, and the disappointment weighed heavy upon his small shoulders. Discouraged, the spirit returned to the clearing and found the boy resting under a small tree, staring softly at his lyre. The spirit came and cautiously sat beside the boy. "Did you find the grandest tree in the forest?" the boy asked expectingly. The spirit thought for a while and answered yes. Slowly, the spirit looked up at the branches that spread overhead, and the boy followed his gaze. Puzzled, the boy returned his eyes to the spirit. This is the grandest?" The boy looked at the spirit, confused. "In what way?" he asked. The spirit thought for a while, and then spoke. "It's true, there are far more magnificent trees in this forest. Trees that are taller, trees that are stronger, trees that are far more beautiful than this one. But this is the tree that you are under, which makes it the best one to me." The boy looked at the spirit for a moment and smiled, and as he began to play a song, the pair did become friends and continued to be together in a world shrouded in mist. And that's all of that story there is to tell. I'm sure that pair was able to stay friends forever. Well, what are your thoughts? Was it true? Who's to say? Even a story that's nothing but fantasy often has truth somewhere. For instance, setting trees aside. Right now, I know my favorite place is wherever you are. Looks like I accidentally made myself sleepy too. Do you think you'll be able to sleep okay? Looks like you're about to doze off too. I'm glad.